When I was there, I found another room which was kind of has been locked every other time I've been there, but they were doing building work there, so I slid the doors open and snuck in there and found about 20 or 30 artifacts and statues that I've never seen before. So here are some examples here. I just want to show you these. These are like an exclusive. These have never been shown in public before. I've never seen any of these anywhere in any books, websites, any colleagues of mine who've been researching in Peru and Bolivia, and you can just see that I'm amazed that these are not on display in the main museum. We've got pieces of aqueducts here. We have like the Chicana crosses, much like we find all over Tiwanaku and Puma Punku, obviously all over the later Inca world as well. And this shape was incidentally a pool, like horizontal pool on top of the Acapana pyramid. We have the false doorways that kind of go nowhere. We see similar styles at Ollantay Tambo. Where we see these kind of small doorways that go nowhere. This is the back of one of the main artifacts that are in this secret room in the museum. This is yet another doorway, and you can see that this is a very prominent design spec that we find. This is the front of the one I just showed you, and it just shows you the intricate works in the room. But hopefully these will be on display at some point. Because I feel they're very important. This is obviously a hold stone. We do find examples in the Tiwanaku site that are used for acoustic properties, but these ones have really intrigued me. These have got like sort of hexagons on them, which almost like come up like kind of tubes into the surface. Now, I first thought, myself and JJ thought they were kind of like part of the headdress of Viracocha that we find on some of the statues. But there's a couple of other examples here which are very baffling. We've seen similar stones like this at Puma Punku. So these are probably from Puma Punku. It's probably a design spec of that site. Bird's head, like a sort of almost like a robot bird's head on the left there, carved into this block of andesite. And this is the one that really intrigues me. It's because it looks just like lines carved on a slab, but when you look closely you can see that it's got these shapes, these beautiful geometric shapes all over the outer edge. So what's this? Is it the representation of some kind of wings or feathers, or is it something else? Doors to nowhere. This is very reminiscent of what we see at Puma Punku. So the things we're finding here at Tiwanaku that are not on display are possibly, to me, these are some of the most important pieces that have been found at Tiwanaku and Puma Punku. So we hope one day they will be on display because they're very important. This is very abstract. There's different kind of glyphs almost carved on this one, almost like some kind of writing. As you can see, more detail as we zoom in a little bit there. Again, we sort of more abstract forms. This doesn't look very neat and tidy, but again, they're carving out of solid rock, probably andesite. Again, another hold stone here, and half of a Chicana cross, which we find all over both Tiwanaku and Puma Punku. Intricate carvings, relief carvings, very detailed. Again, probably from Puma Punku, and we just have to, it does raise some questions. So please do leave. This is actually an example of another type of keystone cut, and we have like a drill core there, which is interesting for those interested in the lost ancient technology.
Regarde comment est-ce qu'elle tourne de dingue. Regarde ça. Tu vois ça? côté plein sud. Tac, on avance. Allez! En avant le magnétisme. Vas-y voir si je vais là. Regarde ça. Inversé. C'est complètement inversé. Es una inversión aquí.
Sí.
Sí.